So welcome to Talking with Docs. I'm Dr. Brad Weening.
I'm Dr. Paul Zalzal.
Hi, and I'm Dr. Amanda Marrone.
Dr. Marrone, thank you so much for joining us. And the topic you're going to be discussing, because you are an expert and we are not, is lifestyle medicine and
Yes.
what that means.
Can you share with our guests and our viewers who are certainly interested in many different ways of how to be healthy, what is it? What is lifestyle medicine?
So lifestyle medicine is basically a branch of conventional medicine, which is counseling based. It's focused on educating patients and empowering them in making lifestyle changes in what we call the 6 pillars, which include diet, exercise, stress management, sleep hygiene, social interconnectedness, and substance avoidance. And so by giving them education, we actually empower them to make lifestyle changes.
It's like a Greek monument with all those pillars.
It's a lot of pillars.
It's a lot of pillars.
And this is exactly what our channel has always been about, regardless of the specialist that we have on or what we've talked about, is trying to give people the information to make healthy choices.
We were doing lifestyle medicine before we even knew it. Our tagline is you are in charge of your own health, which I think kind of encompasses what you're about to talk about.
Oh, sure. I'm going to talk about the foundation of those pillars, right? So kind of some key messages that I like to drive home to my patients when I talk to them. And that's
all right. Give us some key messages.
So the first is that I believe there's something missing in medicine. And guess what? It's not more medicine. So
Okay, I love that.
It's education. So what I mean by that is if we look at what's killing us globally, it's the same for chronic diseases. Kill 80% of the population prematurely between the ages of 30 and 69. And this includes heart disease, cancer, lung disease, and diabetes. And in Canada, cancer is actually our top killer, but globally, cardiovascular disease is. And the thing is, these chronic diseases don't develop overnight. They develop over years, times decades.
Yep.
And what we know by the studies is that 80% of these chronic diseases are rooted in lifestyle.
Right.
So almost preventable, you could say, if they're rooted in lifestyle, would you not?
Right. I actually say that's good news, because if lifestyle is the root cause, then lifestyle is the root solution.
Right. If it was just genetics, you're like, well, you get what you get, and
you don't get upset.
That's right.
I like the way you spun that. These 4 things are killing the world, and that's good news.
Right.
Because it's a lifestyle and we can control it.
Well, this is true, and so the missing piece is being education, and it's the missing piece because we are not seeing a reduction in prevalence, and we're seeing these chronic diseases develop earlier and earlier. So we're seeing now, it used to be like if a 30-year-old came in with chest pain, we would think, it's anxiety. Now we're actually seeing it's heart disease.
Right.
We're seeing kids develop type 2 diabetes.
Yeah.
So we're seeing these diseases early and earlier. So what we need to be doing is empowering our patients, because, prevention doesn't happen in the doctor's office.
Nope.
It doesn't happen in the OR.
Nope.
It doesn't happen in the colonoscopy suite. It doesn't happen in the lab. It happens
At home.
in your home with your habits. So that's where, but we can't expect patients to just know this. We actually need to be educating them. And that actually starts with us getting the education, because I don't know about you guys, but I got none of this education in my medical training.
Nope.
So don't blame your doctor. It's not their fault. It's just that we don't know what we don't know. And there's so much misinformation out there. So when I stumbled into lifestyle medicine and did a very rigorous program in getting board certified, I realized there's a lot of literature, and this is all based on sound science.
Right, and historically, medicine's been very paternalistic, right? We said, here's what your problem is, take this, get out of here, please don't talk, please don't ask any questions, be gone. And then we've slowly gotten better, saying we try to teach them a little bit, but we don't give them the tools to really be successful, because just telling them and then closing the door, that's not gonna work.
No, and it's uncomfortable for us when we don't know what those tools are, so we can't give them. So, but we need to partner with our patients. And partnering doesn't mean I tell you what to do. Partnering means like, hey, what are some areas that you might think you want to work on, and then let you drive that. And that kind of leads into my second foundational, piece, which is, like you say at the end of every, talk, you are actually in charge. You have way more power than you could ever imagine or have ever been told in your healthcare. And that is such an important message to drive home. When I teach, I like to teach groups of patients, and when I teach groups, I ask them about investments. I say, you used a plant analogy, but which was clever.
See?
But I think
See that, BW?
yeah, see? You did good.
Don't encourage them. Don't encourage them.
But I ask them about investments, and they often say, well, they think about money. I'm like, great. So when you make an investment, you're putting in deposits now to enjoy later on. And I mean, you can't enjoy your money if you don't have good health.
Yep.
And so I like to say health is your greatest investment. And what that means is putting in little deposits now. They don't have to be huge things, little baby steps, right? Add more plants to your plate. Cha-ching. Go for 10-minute walk at lunch. It's only 10 minutes, but it adds a deposit. Cha-ching. Shut your computer down 2 hours before bedtime so you actually get sleep and get those solid 8 hours. Cha-ching, 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 right? So,
But still make sure you watch our show.
yes, just not at 11 o'clock at
It
night.
falls in on the education section.
There you go. Okay.
I can't wait to tell my real estate agent that health is a better investment.
That's right.
They may disagree, but you can tell them to come talk to me because
totally
I
agree.
will, you know, kind of pound that home. And it's really important to take your health as your greatest investment. So that's
we've
another.
got education, investing in your health, two foundations that hold up these pillars.
Yep, and I think the other kind of key foundational piece is that your body's default is not sickness.
I love that one.
It's health, right? We kind of have this notion, especially in North America, that something's gonna get us. Like it's sooner or later, it's gotta be that cancer or that diabetes because diabetes runs in my family.
Yep.
But that's actually not true. You know, if you give your body the right things it needs, like feeding a plant, you know, it will thrive. It will thrive. And think about if you cut yourself, okay, if you cut an artery, you need surgery, all right? But if you cut yourself, your body will form a scab by itself. It will heal, it'll develop cells, and it'll heal. It's your body's naturally innate ability to heal. So when you give it the right ingredients, your body will heal. You don't need to depend on, you know, your doctor to, you know, to heal you. Because these conventional medicine is amazing. I'm a conventional doctor, right? I trained in the conventional system, and what I've come to learn is that conventional medicine is amazing for acute care issues.
Right.
Right? You have a heart attack, you don't want to be told to eat more kale, right? You want to be.
But you should.
You should.
Kale.
You should to prevent
Truth
the heart
be told.
attack, right? But like you want conventional medicine to come swoop in and save
Yeah.
the day. You break your
Right.
leg,
Yeah.
you want to have these guys to
That's
like
it.
repair your joints and your
That's what we
and
do.
you know those are reasons why conventional medicine is amazing. But when it comes to chronic disease prevention,
Yeah, not very good.
we stink.
To put it in sorry about that. I didn't get around to showering today. I'm just kidding. If you put it into perspective, you've got in a disease process, you've got prevention, you've got screening and diagnosis, and then treatment. And so here we're just placing the heavy emphasis on prevention,
Yeah.
and we feel that, based on what I'm learning from you, that can have the biggest impact on modification of disease or control of disease. Of all those sort of elements, where you have prevention, screening, diagnosis, treatment, really the best bang for the buck is in prevention.
Yeah, like it's not even having it to begin with, right? And like I said, lifestyle medicine is not a replacement for conventional medicine. They just need to work together, right? So it doesn't mean you stop all your medications and, you know, eat well. You eat well, you make the lifestyle changes, you exercise a bit more, you reduce your stress, you get your sleep, and then as your numbers start to improve, you see your doctor, then maybe you can take some medications off. Because at the end of the day, for chronic disease, medications and procedures are Band-Aids.
Yep.
They manage the disease,
They don't cure it.
cure it.
Agreed.
But lifestyle can cure it. I've seen diabetics reverse their diabetes with lifestyle measures,
Yeah.
and it's such a joyous occasion for me as a physician, because that's what I came into this for, right?
Yeah.
It's to actually heal.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
That was
another
a
principle.
wonderful summary of how you are in charge of your own health.
You absolutely
Thank
are.
you.
And I think this is a trend for, particularly like you said, North American medicine, where rather than being so reactive, we're trying to be proactive.
Yep, and there are long-lived populations in the world that do this. I don't know if you ever had a session on blue zones.
We've mentioned it. We
Yeah.
haven't specifically addressed it, but it
You
is
gotta know,
amazing.
you gotta look at the blue zones because they're just populations that do this right. They just, you know, focus on lifestyle measures innately. They're not told to do this. It's
Right.
just what they do, and they live very long, very healthy lives. And that could be ours, and that could be yours. And you know, and remembering that all the pillars are important. We
Yeah.
put all our emphasis on diet and exercise because they're tangible.
Yeah.
But all of the pillars matter. So, you know, you could be perfect in your diet and exercise and still end up in the ICU because you're super stressed and you're not sleeping.
Yeah.
And
You're not connected.
No, because the body and minds are connected.
Yep.
And we kind of treat them separately. So, you know, I'd like to postulate that stress and sleep deprivation are probably even greater health hazards than your diet. And we can maybe talk about that another day. But
Yeah, let's. And check out our videos too. We do have a video on the pillars that goes into more detail about
Yep.
what each of these pillars are. But I think we're going to bring you back and talk about stress.
Would love it.
Definitely. And if you like this video, please like it, subscribe to our channel, and please take care of yourself.
And thank you so much
Such
for
a
sharing
pleasure.
your
Happy to
wisdom
be
with
here.
us. And remember, you are in charge of your own health.
We'll see you next time.